Beating the skin off of it.
Wow. Wow, the shop's dark. Where's everybody at? Wow, they can't be getting ready for the show. No way. Where is everybody at? Where are they? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's check. Okay. Oh, they got... somebody been putting away stock. Holy smokes. What are you... Ian, what are you doing?
I thought you were fired.
Fired?
Yeah, we're trying to cut you out. We're trying to save some money.
Oh, so you figured out how to run all that?
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Kent, I thought
Kent, what are you doing?
I'm answering a question on our Facebook page.
You all know we got a show, right?
We do.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to run it, and you're interrupting me.
Well, good luck with that. Good luck with that, Ian. Don't tear up my computer, man. Come on.
I'm right.
Okay, you see this place? This place here. It's the Cain Pole, the place you should be getting all of your bait and tackle. The latest in fishing technology, lures, reels, rods, line, and of course, bait, crickets, shiners, goldfish, frozen bait, and worms of all kinds. Too much to mention it all. Check out the Cain Pole on Facebook, or come on by and let us show you how to catch more fish, because catching fish is fun. The Cain Pole in Southern Hills Plaza, Richmond, KY.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, there he is. There he is. That's what I'm talking about. Kiss it. There you go. See, nice. Nice. A monster. Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. Yes, look at that. Nice. Look at that. It's another show. Welcome to the Cain Pole Fishing Show. The Cain Pole Fishing Show is brought to you by Lewis Veterinary Downtown Clinic, Purdy's Coffee, Big Hill and Downtown, and the Paddy Wagon Irish Pub. Enjoy the show.
Oh, will they? I can't play that?
No music allowed. Mr.
No
Lewis.
music allowed, copyright.
Look, this old mullet.
But we were
Lined
jamming
up.
before.
Hey, went to the barbershop next door.
Yeah.
I took care of it. It looks swell.
Hey, give them a plug.
Oh, I don't forget what it's called.
Luxury Lounge.
Luxury Lounge Barbershop
Oh my
next door.
gosh.
Plug
Yes.
them up. They're good.
Great guys, man. They've come
Freshest
over. In
mullet
fact,
in Kentucky.
I'll tell you a quick story. So I am out at the golf course with my son, Zach.
Z-Master.
And we were at the Z-Man. And we were at the golf clinic. And about 6 o'clock, I get this phone call from the security system saying our alarms are going off. So I start getting on the cameras and checking everything. Everything looks dark.
6:20.
And everything's okay. Look, you don't have any right to talk about this story. So anyway, I'm checking everything out. Everything looks good. So I clear the alarm and I set the alarm back. And like 10 minutes later, the security people call again saying the front door alarm has gone off. And I'm like, okay, what is happening? So I just shut the alarm off and I figure at 6:30, we're heading to play mini golf with the wife. We're going out to mini golf and meet the fam. And then, so I was like, let's run up to the Cain Pole and just check really quick. And I come up and I call Ian. I said, is there anything wrong with the store? And he's like, no, man, everything's good. So I come in and I find out that you never locked the front door.
Oh, shut the front door.
And so then we had, and he's like, man, I wasn't in a hurry. I sat there for like 10 minutes in the parking lot.
I sat in the parking lot on my phone for like 10 minutes.
So what happened is some guy walks in to buy some bait, opens the door, sets the alarm off. Right? And then goes next door to Luxury Lounge, right? To our guys over there.
The guy came in the next day and we were talking about
Yeah,
it.
and so he comes back out and thank goodness. So Luxury Lounge guys, man, big shout out to them. They came over and checked my back door. Then they came out every like 5 or 10 minutes and just watched the front door to make sure everything was good. until I got here and I could lock it. So good job, Ian. Way to go. Way to not lock the front door of the business when you leave in the evening.
Hey, look, we've got
But you did set the alarm. So
we've got
good
an
job.
open door policy. Just walk in, take what you want, leave some money on the counter, call it good.
No, that's great. I'm glad you did that.
Hey, I was there one night.
So,
Late
you
night
know.
with the client, I tell Ian, hey man, I'm still here, okay? I hear him set the alarm. Lock the
Yeah.
door.
Like he doesn't, he moves so fast, right? You know, like sometimes he does, he wants you to listen, but sometimes he doesn't listen. Okay?
He's all concerned about fishing.
He is concerned about fishing. And speaking of fishing, welcome to the Cane Pole Fishing Show. If you're
Are we
joining
going to talk about fishing or
Hey,
just
man,
about how
listen,
bad he is?
it's a gorgeous day outside. And I'm
yeah.
not surprised if everybody's fishing
Look at that. Live.
right now. And
Live.
Live from Gibson Bay. Look.
I mean, live, right here.
Look,
They're
can we-
probably
look,
fishing right
look,
here,
hold on, move,
right now.
Look, you see the tree, like right here? I've caught many a bass right there by that tree on those
That's right.
rods. You walk.
That's right. How's that go? No, you need to, what's the...
Oh, you
Usually-
look. Yeah, skip the frog under the tree. Look, you start walking it. Sparrow Bronze-Eye Junior, but he walks like. Look, you. Whoop.
That's the
And then
noise
it's
I was
just
looking
pegged. You just winch
Yes.
it. Dead, comes up dead 90% of the time,
for.
floating.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, welcome to the Cane Pole Fishing Show. We
With
are
Mr.
back.
Kent Lewis.
Sorry about last week. We had, tell them about it, man. Okay,
yeah.
so last year,
Last year.
last year,
Yeah.
you and I won Angler of the Year, right?
Yeah, for the Kentucky
As
division.
angler and co-angler for the Kentucky division of the NBT.
Correct.
And so we qualified to go to the regionals down at Douglas,
Nationals.
right? Nationals
Yeah.
for Douglas. But unfortunately, there are three of us here. And
Someone's gotta work.
somebody has to work, and it's the captain of the ship that had to
drive the
stay.
boat. Hey, let me drive the boat.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous when you drive the boat because we'll show you some images here. So Ian goes down to Lake Douglas, right? And you had a good tournament, right?
I had a pretty good tournament.
It's a 3-day tournament?
It's a 3-day tournament. Me and Richard got down there. We left Richmond at like 2:30 Monday morning. Got down there right at about daylight down Dandridge, Tennessee, on Douglas Lake. It's a beautiful lake, by the way. Smoky Mountains in the background. It's absolutely gorgeous down there.
You've never been down there, right?
No, that's my first time on Tennessee waterways, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So,
man, we got some trips to make then.
Yeah, I tried to get you to go, but someone's got to work, I guess.
Okay. Anyway, we've cleared that.
Yeah, so first day of practice it went great. Our deep fish, we pulled up, they were there. Some good schools, 25, 30 fish in the schools, and we just went around and just checked some schools and caught some fish. And we had a great first day of practice. The tournament looked like it was going to go good. And then second day of practice, we went down and put in at the dam on the other end of the lake and found some stuff down there, just some secondary stuff. And it looked like it was going to go pretty good. And then first day of the tournament, they just put up their schools, and they were smaller than we thought they were.
Hey, this isn't going to be a story where you tell us every minute of
You
every
know,
second
I pulled
of
up, I
everything,
made a
is it?
cast, I set the hook.
Here we go.
No, it was good.
I know.
Had a little over 8 pounds every day, which put me right in 5th place, like less than an ounce out of
Yeah,
4th.
you got your nice plaque.
Got me a nice, pretty plaque.
Big paycheck.
Yeah, Magnum paycheck, buddy. Richard, there's your plaque right there.
That's it right there.
Pretty good plaque. And then second day of the tournament, Richard sets the hook and says, "Get the net." So I jumped from the back deck to the front
Actually,
deck.
before we go there,
You jinxed it.
Ian's
pretty bad.
never fished with Richard, right? And Richard Cobb, good friend of ours, good friend in the store, says, "Hey man, I'll be your, I'll let you be my co-angler or whatever." And so that was great of him, by the way. Thanks, Richard.
Fantastic.
And so anyway, goes down, and I said to him, "Hey, the first day of practice, they called me."
No,
and I
it was,
said,
it was the first day of the tournament.
"Yeah," and I said, "Has he broken anything yet? Has he ran into anything? Has he tripped, almost fallen in the water, broken any rods?" I was like, "That's super surprising considering he's been fishing Monday, Tuesday, and
3
then
days
Wednesday."
and have broke
And I was
nothing.
like, "That's impressive, right?" So I said also he likes to sleep, right, during the boat rides. So if you don't know Ian, he doesn't sleep much. But he has this knack of being able to sleep. So if you're going on like a 20-mile boat ride, right, like if we were going from, let's say, like most guys would know, we're leaving Conley Bottom and we're going to,
Beaver.
Indian Creek or Beaver or whatever, like he will be asleep.
I can
in the boat.
not
It doesn't
sleep
matter
all
what
night.
the waves, doesn't matter anything, but he will fall asleep. So This is actually him in the car on the ride home. Okay, because he's leaving Richard 3.5 hour drive. He's asleep.
Richard wouldn't talk to me. He had his music, his AirPods in. He was just vibing.
Well, because you were out. Okay, so anyway, if you show the picture, so finally I get this text and it said, "Oh, hey, guess what, Kent? It finally happened." All right, and he went to get the net, and what'd you do?
It's the boat windshield.
Yeah. Cracks his knee into the boat windshield and breaks the entire windshield.
Front deck to the cooler, my foot kind of slipped and just.
That's right.
Show my knee.
And then the last boat you borrowed, you broke a prop, and then you broke my transducer and
we broke a thing or two.
Listen, it never ends. So
it all gets paid for.
The best part is that Richard texted me and said, "Yeah, it happened." Anyway,
and then,
speaking of
the sleeping, go ahead and show the video.
Show this video really quick. The first video that says amateur hour.
Oh, is there two?
There's two videos.
Oh, I didn't even know there was two.
Yes.
Which one is it? Okay, hold
There's
on.
one. The one that says amateur hour on it. See if you can show that video. That's it. So this is watch. I don't know if you can hear the audio.
I can hear it.
So
Nodded, just absolutely.
Hey, buddy, all right?
he's like, "Are you all right, buddy?" Right? He's like, "I'm a little sleepy." Yeah, he's laughing. But here's the best part. Go to the second one, and they're actually idling for fish.
For deep fish.
You are actually looking for schools, and this is him falling asleep. Watch. And he gets in good right here. Boom! Wakes him up with the water. Yes! It was perfect.
He cut it off like 2 seconds too soon.
You thought you were drowning.
Right after I said, I thought I was drowning, Bubba.
Awesome. It's so good. It's so
wait,
good.
if you look closely, you can actually see there's actually a windshield there in that video.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, it was. Unbroken.
There was.
Unbroken.
So, but congratulations, dude.
Thanks,
Fifth
man.
place. How many juniors were there? 6?
20.
Okay,
some.
sorry.
Is that it? Is that some? What are we looking
Yeah, that was
that's some of your
day
fish.
day 2 of the tournament.
Cool.
And then the next picture is day 3, or vice versa, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's a great lake, man. I fished
It's
it a lot,
pretty.
and it's really,
I'd like to be there in the springtime. There's some good looking shallow spots
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's a really good time to fish, right? They got some really great fish at Douglas. In fact, a lot of Tennessee fisheries do.
Yeah.
Right, Cherokee, Douglas, Norris.
Bunch of them.
So hey, so congratulations, right?
Thanks, man.
That was good. You had a good week. You caught a lot of fish, right? Like a lot of fish. Like you just had a good time. And
Yeah.
I think that's what's most important, right? You went down. You and Richard had a great time,
for? You have a fish fry.
right?
No, Randy.
No, Randy.
Oh, actually, on the 3rd day of the tournament, we caught 2 walleye. One of them, I caught one like a 14, 15 incher. I threw it back, and then we pulled up to a deep school, and I put 2 keepers in the box quick, and Richard made a cast out there with the Carolina rig, and he lifted up and went, whoop, and he laid into it, and he's coming head shaking. He's like, dude, it's like a 4-pounder. Gets up and I net it. He's like, that's a giant walleye, like a 22, 23-inch walleye. Put her in the cooler, took her back to Richmond with us.
Yeah, of course. So, well, it's good because
Look at that old tan line.
it's a good time to go out and get, you caught a bunch of fish and you had a great time.
Yeah, it was a great trip. I loved it.
And so that's great, even though you had to pay for a windshield. So, hey, tonight,
By the month.
really quick. Well, I think he still owes for a prop and a windshield now. So he's probably making multiple payments at the moment. That's why he wants all these hours here at the shop lately.
$1 million worth of damage.
So tonight, just for those that are online right now, we are going to talk about hooks. So any questions you have about hooks, anything you want to discuss about hooks, any suggestions you have about hooks, certainly let us know. I know it's not going to be super busy night. It's gorgeous outside. People should be outside hanging out, right? It's a little cooler than it was yesterday. It's been like 94, 95 degrees. So I don't blame you one bit for being out fishing.
Oh, real quick, before we get on to the hooks.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to hooks quite yet, but
Okay, well,
sure. Well, while he's looking that up, so I didn't get to go fish. I haven't fished in a little bit. And so when I came back, I wanted to shoot Darnell Hill and the Upward Bound Ministries. I want to shoot them a plug because they invited us, the Cain Pole group, to be able to come out and participate in a golf tournament that's been going on for about, I think, 11 years now. I could have that wrong. It could be 12, 13, but I think it's 11. And we were able to get out to Battlefield this past Saturday morning. And big shout out to Kenny Harden, to Ed Harrison. So Kenny's my trifecta partner. Ed Harrison's my Been a long-time fishing partner of mine, right? And my little brother, right? Who's not so little. But anyway.
6'5".
He's 6'5", right? Crank the ball. So,
Hey. That's cranking the ball. Hey.
okay, anyway. So we four went out and we were able to shoot a little 55 and come in second place. So I wanted
First
to give
losers, boy.
first loser. Yep, we got beat by 2 shots, but shot a little, got beat by 53. Anyway,
You got pencil whip.
yeah, man, I don't know about that, but I wouldn't say that, Randy. Come on now, right?
Hey,
Not
I'm
not live
sorry.
air, man.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Anyway, so I wanted to give a big shout out to Darnell Hill, Rick Sumter for certainly introducing us, and Darnell coming in. He buys bait here, and a great guy. And thanks for inviting us out. I think he did a post. We'll share it. But Upward Bound Ministries, they really help a lot. It's really around drug addicts and the drug issues that we have going on in Madison County. And they've done a great job supporting those and doing recovery, things like that. So definitely want to give a shout out to Upward Bound for our sponsorship there. And we're excited, you know. So thanks for letting us come out. And we came away with second place. So
Got you a little-
I can't win any fishing trophies, but by gosh, I can win
Hey,
some golf trophies.
we're golfers, baby.
Okay, this is my 3rd golf trophy in 2 years, and I have no fishing trophies. Okay,
Ouch.
I've got fishing money. I've had to file like taxes for fishing money, but not any like hardware. I have no hardware
You need a
whatsoever.
Cane Pole Fishing Show trophy.
I
You
know.
should give it away to somebody.
I know. I still think that we still need to do like a team fishing, right, event, but also I think we should try to do a cane pole invitational one year, right? We can do a big cane pole
Do I get to fish it? Can we fish it?
invitational, right? If you spend over a certain amount of money at the cane pole, you get a free entry into the cane pole invitational. How about that?
You know how many people are going to be fishing for free, Kent?
Right?
Hundreds.
Great. That's awesome.
How are we going to pay them?
We got sponsors. Sponsors.
Hey, Chris, can we have like $2,000 payout money? Is that how you're going to call your
That's how you
brother?
do it.
Okay.
That's how.
Huge shout out to Luke
How do you think
Veterinarian, by the
Kentucky
way.
Bass Nation and
They're
Kentucky
great.
Bass Federation and all them get money?
Because of you?
Yeah.
Cane pole
Some. Oh, that's okay. Right.
All right, can I talk about my catfish
All
tournament
right.
now?
Anyway, continue on.
Can I talk about my
Talk
tournament
about
now?
your catfish
All right,
tournament.
so Trenton out at Seven Lakes Pay Lake is having a red, white, and hook tournament Saturday, July 3rd, 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Let's see, hourly payout first and second place. Check-in is at 5 o'clock, and they will draw out for spots at 5:30. It's going to be at Lakes 4 and 5.
Where can you find that information?
You can go to their Facebook at Seven Lakes Pay Lake and find anything you need, and anything else you can call them. Let's see, veterans get 20% off Saturday,
Trenton, we need a flyer or something to put in the shop.
and then kids 10 and under are fishing half off
Okay.
on a fishing ticket.
Great.
You have messages.
We do have messages.
Stick jacket, what's up, buddy?
Stick jacket. Ronnie's on. What's up, man? Hey, Ronnie, give me a call tomorrow. I need to order more for the shop, and I need a second stand
Yeah,
for
for
our new
Frankfurt.
shop in Frankfurt. If you haven't heard,
Can we make a custom cane pole color?
we
by the
are
way?
opening a new store in Frankfort, Kentucky. It is very close. It is getting ready. All right, we're still a few weeks away, but it's almost there.
That close.
So we are excited about that. So Ronnie, if you're listening, give me a call tomorrow, right? Let's see.
And you also
Ask Kent to mention Ron at Stick Jacket is looking for a new customer service person. Ron, I'm right here. Okay? I'm right here. I will take the calls right here at the cane pole for you.
Thanks for calling
right.
Stick Jacket. This is
So
Kent.
call
How
me.
may I help you?
So let's see. All right, Stick Jacket. All right, Tim. Hey, what's up, Tim? How are you? That's the Winchester. That's the Clark County
you read
assistant
it?
coach. I know.
Oh.
He already said, what's the price point that I need to spend to be able to get in free? Well, we haven't determined that yet.
$376 million.
What? That's crazy. Anyway, I do think that would be a super great idea.
Yeah.
Right? I think if we
How-
put together.
How would we track? Oh,
Well,
we
so-
can save their customers.
So every customer that gives us their email address or name,
Yeah.
puts it in the system, we bring up their customer, we can track exactly what they spend, and we can look at a certain number, and then we can do a cane pole invitational at the spring. We do it in the spring or do it in the fall?
Spring, buddy. That's my
There's
time
like
of year.
45,000
That's all right.
tournaments
That's
in
my
the
time of
spring.
year.
Fall would
We're not worried about your time of
I
year.
am, buddy. I win it.
Ian, I hate to tell you this.
would be good.
I hate to tell you this, Ian, but spring is every fisherman's time of year.
Exactly.
Okay?
But if I can go catch
Right.
18 pounds and 6 ounces, maybe
Right.
everyone else will catch 18.5.
Okay. Was there another question on there? I felt like there was something else below them. Stick jacket. Okay, love the new store. Thank you. Tim's in for $37 million.
356 million.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Right.
Oh, now I do have his picture. What is this about?
What is what about?
The catfish?
You got a picture?
History of this. Yeah, what is this?
Oh, that was from.
New tattoo?
That's his knee from hitting the.
Oh my
Yes.
God. Did you need stitches?
No,
No.
you know Ian. He doesn't care.
Just shake it off. I
That's
actually
right.
wiped it off with lake water.
Okay, and now
Now the kitten fish?
Now the big,
Yeah, that was last night.
holy smokes. Look
Yeah.
31.6.
Where'd you catch it at?
Lake 1 at 7
at that.
Lakes.
Historic. Look at that. It's huge.
Yeah, and that's only half of what the big ones are.
Oh,
the
yeah.
big ones are like
There's some
65
megas.
pounds.
Did you have to go
So-
out and wrestle it in? I mean, how do you do that?
I actually jumped in and noodled it.
Holy smokes.
Okay. You can't believe anything he says. Right? This is why people love him, because you can't understand anything he says ever.
Actually, you know what I did? Seriously,
fisherman.
this
Anyway.
is seriously how I did. I was hanging off the dock by my feet and was just shaking my hair in the water, and it came up and just latched on. Went for a ride, buddy.
Yep. Hey, let's get to a few new things, okay? One thing that I don't have up here, and I'll show it on the next show because we're actually going to do a jigs show coming up in a couple weeks. So I'd like to talk about jigs because, I mean, it's kind of jig season and it imitates crawdads, but there's so many colors. There's so many colors, and there's so many different skirts and different material and different hooks and different types of heads and things like that we're going to get on the jig show. In fact, I'm going to try to get a couple guests here to talk about jigs.
Couple of jig makers, maybe?
A couple of jig makers, maybe.
I like it.
Yeah, and so we're going to have a jig round table, maybe. Right?
But
Isn't
our
it cool?
table, look, if you look, our table's square, Kent. How-
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Ian. So anyway, you just completely distracted everywhere that I was getting ready to go with that squirrel
New stuff.
moment. So I was talking about some new stuff, and so one of the things we have is that M&J Jigs brought in some his jigs, and he's partnering up with already a crawl that's in
Yeah.
with the jig. Right, runs about $3.99, so you already get the crawl. Right, and he's got some great colors, of course. So,
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he puts reaction.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got that too.
Yeah. So anyway, Tony's watching. I just got a text from Tony Miracle. By the way, congratulations to Tony. I hope this is okay to announce, but he is the new assistant bass coach at Campbellsville University. So congratulations to him. He just sent us some crazy pictures about that he got a hook in his neck, which, speaking of Tony, he came to the cane pole one morning early and said, "Kent, are you there?" And I said, "Yes."
Yesterday morning.
And he showed up, and when he came in, he was moving some stuff in his garage to get something, and when he pushed his hand up to grab it, he actually pushed up on a jerkbait and shoved the jerkbait in his hand. And so he came in, and I had to do the braid trick, right, and pop it out, so we were able to do that. But he just told me, yes, it's fine, so I've already announced it. So congratulations, Tony, on being the new assistant bass coach at
Can I
Campbellsville
see that?
University. So anyway, speaking of hooks, actually that was an offset hook.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
5
can see this.
Yeah, they can see it right here.
Right?
Yeah, that's bad. Oh, right there.
But there's an offset
Yeah.
hook right in his neck, right? Which is.
5
but I guess
hook.
the good news is that it's past the barb, so you
Just
can
cut
cut
it
the
and-
wire cutters. So anyway, a couple of new things came in this week. So first off, from Jackal, we
This looks
have.
good,
It
buddy.
does look really good. This is the new tailspin. It's called the Daracoup, right? And if you can see this up close, Randy, I don't know if you can get there. We've got 3 different colors, I believe. 2 different colors or 3 that
3.
came in this.
2.
This is actually the Dara Shad,
Yeah, I'm saying.
right? So if you can see that
Yeah, there you go.
right there. There's the Dara Shad, the new, I'll do it this way. There you go.
See if you can.
So
Yeah, there you go.
there you go. So that's the new tailspin from
It looks
Jackal.
good, dude.
So come in and check those out. We just got only 6 in.
How do you fish a tailspin?
coming in.
How do you do it?
Oh, that's a great question, right? Well, this is a 1/2 ounce.
There's many ways to do it.
There is many ways
You
to do it.
can find them on your graph and drop on them.
You
You
can?
can flip it, as we seen.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess I prefer, especially with a 1/2 ounce, I'd almost like to just basically flip it like a jig and let it fall down a bluff wall.
Yeah.
Right? That's more where I'm at, but
250
definitely,
gram was one on it.
yeah, it's got an open hook on it, right? For sure, though. So, but so does an Ed rig and other things, right? So, but an open treble hook is
Crankbait's got open treble
Right,
hooks.
it does.
They beat the rocks.
it does. They do. So, but if you're flipping,
It's all right, man. They
necessarily,
make baits every day.
They do make baits every day. 6. We got 6. All right.
these. I'm
So,
excited. No,
all
I
right.
want the other one.
No, I got these. So, but I don't want. Have we opened one yet?
No, but
you
we're
got to
gonna
rip.
open
No, let's not open them. So those guys that have been fishing Nikko baits, Nikko. If you're not familiar with them, they're known for their Hellgramites. They're also known for coming out with the. Everybody, if I talk about a Lastech, everybody goes straight to the Z-Man, right? But these are actually the Nikko brand, and if you look at these, what's interesting is that they actually claim that they're stronger. So if you've come in and seen the crawls that we have or the Hellgramites that we continue to sell out of all the time, because the guys in the creeks, they're actually drop shotting them in the lakes, and they've been really popular. In fact, one of our young kids, Chase, likes to drop shot the tadpoles.
Yeah, he does.
Right? He loves them. So these are the new Nikko Ned rigs from them, and they're actually a little stronger elastic than the Z-Man.
They climb.
I'm not saying they're better than Z-Man. I'm just saying that they do a little bit stronger, and they do stand up. We have tested their craws.
their
Even their
craws stand up
small,
good.
even the small, little, I guess the pinchers on the craws, you can stretch them out really far. So it's really strong, and so you get a package of 8, right? They are a little higher, right?
Yeah. But they're durable. They last.
But they do last, and they're very well known. So if you've come out and check out the new Ned rig from Nikko, and we've got, I think,
then they
4 different colors,
Yeah, three.
including green pumpkin, and this is the.
It's
This
like a
actually,
mood
this
rig.
is
I
like
like
a
it.
lunar. This is like something more towards the. What's the one that John fishes from Jackal? That he likes so well.
remember what it's
The
called.
yammy fish.
Yeah. But
So
I'm
this
talking
is more like that,
color-wise. Oh, the shape,
kind of
yeah.
natural yammy fish color. So certainly come out and check the new Ned rigs out, Ned baits from Nikko. As far as really new stuff, just a couple of new announcements. One, if you haven't heard this already,
I just yawned. I did.
did he?
Yeah, I did.
He owns every show.
Exactly.
30 minutes in.
I mean, 30 minutes in. Hey, we got 30 minutes out of him.
29.
It's pretty good.
29.
If you haven't heard already, I'm just letting you know, Zoom Baits has launched their new prices, and all of Zoom is going up approximately 20 some odd %. Okay? So you might see a lot of sales coming up, especially with current Zoom, that we are probably going to be launching a July summer sale coming up on all kinds of things in our shop, but a lot around Zoom as well. Zoom is actually, they haven't officially announced this, and I'm not sure they're going to announce it, but it's just what's on the mill going on, is that they're going to start going and reducing some of their colors,
Look at the chat.
right? Look at the what?
Randy, pull that back up.
The chat. What?
Look at what Stick Jacket just said.
Stick jacket,
And then look at what Randy replied.
broad covers. Is Kent growing a mustache? Yes.
And then look at what Randy.
Chocolate milk, baby. That's right. Drank some chocolate milk today. I didn't shave today, Ronnie. I'm sorry. I didn't shave this week, okay? So, no, I'm not. All right, I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. I will look completely
look,
different,
no,
okay?
look.
It's gone. I look like I'm going nuts like this, right? Anyway, so,
You need your mullet.
no, I do not. Anyway, Zoom has increased their prices by 20%. So what I would suggest is, if you want any Zoom currently, we've got a wall of it, but I will also say they're reducing their colors. So I'm not saying that to be scared, but there's a lot of colors they're not producing right now, and I don't know what colors they are going to produce. Like if you look at like baby brush hogs, there's 132 different colors. It's crazy, right? So we're not going to obviously carry 130 different colors. So I would expect that bait shops and others are going to start being very selective on what colors that they carry due to the price increase. I would say our Zoom wall will kind of shrink a little bit. We obviously have a huge wall of Zoom.
Massive.
And so we still have a lot of back stock, but we're starting to run out of popular colors. People are starting to grab them. So I would definitely, if you want to look at some good prices, come check out our Zoom. We're going to be doing a sale.
Blowing it out of the water.
No, not just Zoom. We're going to have a shop-wide sale and do some really great stuff coming up. So definitely come in, check that out. But I just wanted you to know that this is the first company to do it. I can't say there's not going to be more. Okay?
Yep.
I just got an email today that our cricket prices are changing. There's a lot of things that are changing due to COVID.
We've already seen our bait go up.
Our bait's gone up. Our worms have gone up. We've kept our prices the same. We're trying to do the best we can. I know that jig companies are increasing.
Yeah.
I know it's harder to get blades and metal for. Like even our trip was telling me how they're struggling trying to get the brass things for their floats. So there's a lot of things changing. So just beware that that's going on, and notice that it's not us trying to gouge you or trying to get more money. That our prices are increasing on ourselves as well. And so we're going to try to be selective. So if there's things you want us to carry, I'm happy to carry them. I'm happy to special order any of the baits that I can get you, but be patient because things are not so easy to get all the time right now due to manufacturing, due to employment issues, due to supply, due to demand, all kinds of things that are happening. So it's difficult. But be patient. We'll try to get what we can for you. I've gotten a lot of phone calls about stuff that we did have, and so we've gotten a ton of great, and I want to say thanks to whoever's doing Google reviews, because we've had some amazing reviews the past couple of weeks, and I try to respond to every one of them. I'm behind at the moment. I got about 10 to respond to, but those guys have been going on Google, and we've been getting consistent reviews about how great our store is. We try to have it stocked. We bought a ton of back stock, and everybody thought I was crazy for having all this stuff.
I still think you're crazy, but that's not the point.
Well, that's fine, but guess what's happening, right? We keep
We've
putting
got
up
it and no one
product,
else got it.
and it's happening. So, yeah, I'm starting to run out of things that I, couldn't get, and be patient. Catfish rods have been a struggle.
Yeah.
Catfish reels, I had a ton of them, but I'm almost getting depleted now, and it's getting difficult. Even stuff that's been shipped. Like take a Pelon soft for the 100% fluorocarbon, the blue box. Just so you know, it's buy one get one free in the month of July. So anytime you buy one, you get a second one free.
Starts tomorrow.
So while supplies last, but that was supposed to happen in April, and it's happening now in July due to product shipping issues. So just so you know, that's what's going on. So, anyway,
BOGO.
Some quip. What?
BOGO.
That's right. Buy one, get one for Pelon. All right, we are
Ready to
30 minutes in the
start on
show.
the task?
Let's talk a little bit about hooks. So tonight, when we were walking around, one of the things Ian and I talked about was that we constantly get questions on is that if I come in, here's the thing. Guys come in all the time. They're like, we know how to Texas rig. We know how to drop shot. We know how to wacky rig. But we also get a lot of people that don't always know, how do I Texas rig a hook? What hook should I use? Why would you choose Trocar over Gamakatsu over BMC? Why Owner? Why 3/0? Why 5/0? Why a flipping hook? What's the difference? Why an offset versus a straight shank?
Worm, yeah.
And so those kind of questions happen a lot, especially with those that are wanting to wacky rig or wanting to drop shot or do a shaky head. And so we teach them, this worm can go on a Texas rig, right? If you want to do that, if you want to peg your weight versus not. So there's all kinds of things that you can do with hooks.
Yep.
And once again, let me say, whatever we're saying is maybe how we fish it.
That's our opinion.
Right?
It's not,
but
we know what
I
we
can
know.
tell you there's people online that will fish it a different way because they're more confident that way. And there's people that are going to say, well, I've never fished it that way. I'd fish it this way. And there's definitely different size hooks or different hooks that you would do. So certainly, let me say that this is our opinion. This is what I try to go by when I'm teaching somebody new about a Texas rig, but definitely be creative, right? You might find that the Texas rig wide gap hook is not your style of hook. You might like an
worm hook.
straight offset
worm hook.
shank, or you might want to fish it. You know, it's almost like you could maybe you want to take a Ned rig and put like a small swim bait on it. You know, there's all kinds of things. I know people that take shaky heads and put swim baits on them. Okay, so there's all kinds of things you can do.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about. Let's first start off. Let's just start with a straight up Texas rig. Okay.
I've got my little pile here.
Okay.
So I started off. I just grabbed the basic. I grabbed let's see. I got the Habusas. I've got Gamies. I've got VMCs. I've got Trocars, and I've got Owners.
Okay.
So personally, what is your favorite straight Texas rig brand?
So I'll be honest, right? I have been fishing gamey for years.
Agreed.
Okay, and so I've still got a ton of hooks where I've bought gamey, so I continue to fish gamey, just because I have them. I think that a trick with the Gamakatsu hook is that I take it and I bend it a little bit to make the hook not be strictly lined up
off,
with the shank, right? So that it's a little turned. That's how I use it. I think the Trocars, you know, we talked a little bit about that today. Some guys don't like them because they're too sharp.
Yeah, I
and they
agree.
dull easier. And so maybe it's better when you pin a fish in the first,
10 hook sets.
10 hook sets, but after that,
After you hook a tree,
Yeah.
scrape a rock.
that's right. So are they as sharp, right? So, but there's different. I mean, some guys like Trocar.
Owner makes a good hook.
Owner makes a good hook. Theirs is automatically turned.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to like bend that on their shank. So certainly, and I notice you have a 3/0 mostly because
Yeah,
that's
I grabbed this. Just
the most common. All right, and then I'll tell you that
VMC.
for a Hayabusa and VMC, they are great hooks for the money.
Yes.
They are a budget hook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. VMC for sure. I mean, when you're getting six hooks for $3.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're great hooks. And I'm not going to sit here and say there's a lot of guys that I know fish strictly VMC.
And they catch fish. My
fish.
favorite, well, we're not into that yet. My favorite wacky hook's a VMC hook.
Right. But as far as this,
I fish 90% of the time you'll see me with a gammy in my hand.
okay,
It pins them and it keeps them pinned.
3/0, most common.
Depends.
But I would say the most common straight across the board is a 3/0.
Yep, 3 or 4.
Right? But I will tell you that if you go to the rack, the 3/0s I will be out of, right? Faster than any hook on the wall,
Yep.
right? Because you can fish a finesse worm with it.
You can fish a
You
fluke
can fish
with
a
it.
6-inch worm with it. You can fish a
flip
fluke.
with it.
Yeah,
flip
you can
a
do a
bug
lot
with it.
right?
It's versatile.
It is versatile. So if somebody's new to Texas rig, I typically take them straight to a 3/0.
Yep.
Usually in the VMC or Hayabusa, it just depends on, what price range they kind of want to be in. But definitely we carry all 5 brands of hooks. We are also looking at a new hook company.
Vector hooks.
Yep, I wasn't going to say it, but yep, sure.
I'll say
And we are looking at them, so we'll probably bring in a 6th hook here pretty soon. Not that we need more hooks, but I think
People like them.
I like their hooks.
Is that glared too much? Can
Right?
you see that? There
I
you
don't
go.
know. Yeah. So anyway, I'd like to hear from anybody that's online. What's your favorite hook for a Texas rig?
Yep.
Right, and we'll continue to go on as we keep going. Hey, let's go since we're there.
Let's
go
worm.
straight to the offset. Right, worm hooks. Right. So there's a few.
Same hook.
All right. So basically, this is the same hook as the wide gap hook. It's just that it doesn't have a wide gap. It's your traditional worm hook,
Really?
right? I mean, it is. It's an offset,
Yep.
standard
Straight
worm
shank.
hook, straight shank, right? Well, it's not straight because it's got the offset, right? So once again, I like to use this if I'm using a bigger worm,
Yeah, a big worm.
right?
A fluke.
I like to use it. I don't know. I use a wide gap on a fluke.
I like throwing a stretch or a offset worm hook. I feel like it just pins them better. Me and you had a day on Cumberland that we probably got 15 fluke blow-ups
Yeah.
and hooked 5 fish.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
It was rough. It didn't matter. We switched hooks.
Yeah,
we
it
started
didn't matter.
nose hooking them.
Right. It doesn't matter. right? So, but yeah, you're right. Like I think it depends on what you're comfortable with.
Yep.
Once again, similar difference between all of them, but it's the same hook.
Yeah.
So, but I will say one thing: there is heavy duty and light wire hooks as
Yeah.
well. So consider that when you're fishing, especially in the VMC world, you got heavy duty. So definitely make sure that you're not getting really.
That's a finesse EWG.
Yeah, that's a finesse hook, right? So you got finesse, you got your standard, and then you got your heavy duty, right, hooks. And so I tend to like a lot more of a light wire hook.
I do too.
Than I do a really heavy. I guess if I'm fishing really super heavy cover, then maybe I would use the heavier hook if I was doing that. But definitely for the offset shank worm hook, I would look at big worm, or I'm flipping a bait. I like
Really?
Yeah, actually, I use this hook when I was flipping a Zoom speed crawl up in the grass when we were early up in, I think it was Gist Creek. We were there for grass, and we were up there flipping, and so that was definitely
Gotcha.
something to use. So that was good. Let's see, what else?
While we're here, you want to go? Let's go flipping while we're here.
You want to go flipping? Yeah, it's great. Let's do it. Yeah, flipping hooks. So what's the advantage of true flipping hooks, right? I just talked about flipping a crawl, but I was flipping a crawl in grass.
Yeah, there's a
right,
complete
and I was
different-
flipping,
flipping,
in small, just like logs and things like that. I wasn't flipping in heavy cover and heavy brush, and so these hooks, right, are more for you flipping heavy cover.
Mats, flipping thick trees.
Thick, heavy cover, and you can notice, right, it's got a huge bait keeper on it. It's a
You'll go through a whole lot of plastics.
Yeah, it's a thick, heavy hook, and so it'll rip your plastics to shreds. But
I mean, I'm talking. You put an ounce punch weight on it,
Right.
double pegged.
yeah, but this is the heavy flipping hook when you're in dense grass, flipping super heavy cover. Right? But once again,
you'll see this hook right here come out to play a whole lot in Florida, especially in Okeechobee. Any of the Harris chains when they're punching grass, punching thick mats down there. I really like the flipping hook if I'm up flipping really heavy timber. Like I was flipping it on Kentucky Lake when I was up around docks and up around thick trees. Just when you peg them, it doesn't give them anything.
hey, speaking of budget, I know you brought these the Berkeley Fusions out, man. They're a great price at $479.
Yeah.
Another one is the Monster Flip,
Yeah.
right? Or the I think they're the Old Nasties or something like that. Monster Nasties.
The VMC makes it the big nasty. That's it. Yeah.
So definitely, that's another flipping. Hey, speaking of offset, while we're there, grab me that rig right there.
Tokyo.
So I'll be honest, man. Have you fished this?
Yeah,
much?
I fished it on Reba actually.
Really?
Yeah, because I like the way it stands. The weight will drop. It's kind of like it's like a heavy drop shot, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I was fishing it on Reba and just ripping it through the grass and letting it die, and you'd keep your worm out of the grass and your weight would peg down in it.
So basically, what you're doing is you're putting your weight on the end of the rig, right? And then you fold it over,
like
you bend it
clamp
over.
it.
Yep. And then you're fishing what they call the Tokyo rig.
Yep.
All right. And so you fished. It's kind of like a heavy.
Yeah, I had a speed worm on it actually, and I'd burn it through the grass and I'd kill it. And it worked pretty good.
I know there's a lot of guys that fish them. I personally haven't fished a lot of the Tokyo rig, but it's a popular way to fish.
You want to go droppy drews?
Yeah, why don't we? Yeah, that's fine. We can go. So one of my favorite ways to fish is a drop shot. I think everybody knows that. I make that no secret. So there's a little different ways to fish drop shots. So traditionally, let me see. I'll talk about this, and you can talk about the
weird stuff.
the wackies, because you like wacky fishing.
I do.
So traditionally, if you look at drop shot, right, you're going to see something more. A lot of times you'll see something in this, even though this will say wacky,
absolutely.
but you'll see something in this type of hook, which is more of a wacky hook, but you'll see people fish drop shots with these. I know they're kind of hard to see with the light, sorry. Maybe that'll help. So that's what you'll see. But personally, when I'm fishing a lot of grass and I'm fishing a lot of cover, and the way that I fish a drop shot, a lot of times you can use, I like personally to use the cover shot from Owner.
Yep.
This is kind of my new one. I've been using the G Finesse, or what they call the Robo Worm hook, because it has a bait keeper on it. But I've really come to like these cover shots. They have like almost a line tied to it for their bait keeper, and it's given me a lot of success.
Yeah. You can use a worm many times on that hook.
And I'm a fan
of it.
like this before the bait keeper comes off and all of that. So these are the cover shots. Now I Texas rig it.
I do too.
You don't have to Texas rig it. There's a lot of times where I'll just nose hook it, or maybe I'll just put it through, or you can wacky rig it if you want.
I fish grass a lot with mine. So having that hook on a Texas rig, it comes through the grass.
It does a lot better.
Fantastic.
So certainly something to look at, but there's a lot of options. Like, for example, this is the drop shot straight, which is a little bigger. So if you're fishing a little bigger fish, this is the 3/0. So you can look at those. But here's the other two, like from VMC.
The spin shot. That's a really interesting one. It's like 100% free almost from line twist.
It does, right? And so what's nice about the spin shot, though, is that you can tie that and then your leader onto it.
Exactly.
And you're not actually tying your line together. So if you don't like tying the Albright knot, I think it is, and then is that right? Did I say no, it's not the Albright. It's it's the Unity Uni knot and the other one I can't remember. Anyway,
it's Albright.
So if you're not used to tying the blood knot, if you don't want to tie those knots, then this is an easy way to grab a spin shot, right? You can still Texas rig it, tie your line on each side, right? Put your weight on and you're good. And then you don't have to use your leader as much, so forth. So that's the drop shot that I use, but certainly there's a lot of options to drop shots. So
there's a million wacky hooks on the market.
Man, there's so many.
You want to hold a couple
crazy.
of these for me? Just
sure.
That's the VMC options. Actually, yeah, that's fine. So the VMC, what you have in your hand, they make 3 different styles really. They make the weedless wacky, they make the straight standard wacky hook, and then they make the Nico, or the Nico wacky type deal, and it's almost like the longer shank.
So this is a weedless.
Yep.
Right? And then you have the traditional wacky, which doesn't have any weedless on it at all. And then you have more the Nico style, right, which is a little bit different hook, but has the guard.
Yeah, exactly. So Nico, if you're not familiar with the Nico rig, it's a trick worm or just a regular Senko, and you put a nail weight in it, and then you wacky rig it straight in the middle, and that nail weight will keep it standing up. So that's a fantastic rig if you're fishing grass too, because it'll keep that weight down in it, and your worm will stay out of it. Which it's also a really good creek rig. The VMC, for the price point, they make the best wacky hook on the market in my opinion, because it keeps them pinned.
We sell a lot of them.
Yeah, Owner makes a good one too, like your Owner cover shot. They have the Jungle Wacky. It's a great hook. Trocar makes their regular wacky. It's a sharp hook. It stays sharp for a good time, and then it'll fade out. And then Gammy makes a wicked wacky. I'm not a fan of the big brush guard on it. I'm really not. I don't like the weedless style on it. I feel like the hookup ratio is not as good.
Right.
And then you've got your G
just
Finesse.
remember, modifications happen all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so if you like a specific hook, it doesn't mean you have to use the weed guard.
You can
cut it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So cut it off. Use part of it as a bait keeper, right? And do it that way. But I mean, there's things you can use. All right, so forth. You did all these hooks, so I'm not sure what you brought out. So, you're not done yet.
This is where we have the weighted wacky.
Yeah, that's right.
So this rig, it's good if you're fishing 15, 20 foot suspended fish, but they're still on the wacky good. You don't have to let it sink for 20 minutes before you can start fishing it. It just adds a little weight and gets it down there in the water column a little more. See those, Randy?
Yep.
Here we go.
I've noticed some other guys that would take just a traditional offset
split
hook.
shot rig.
Yeah, and just take a traditional hook and put a split shot on it, and then tie it into their wacky rig and do it that way. Or they take just a ball jig.
Yeah, a ball jig works too.
Just a standard ball jig, and they hook it right in the middle of their wacky. So I guess that's my point, man. You get in that creativity, right, on how that works, right? Or maybe you could do it even on a swivel, maybe. I don't know. There's different things you can do.
You could.
Why not? Yeah. Who says you can't? Nobody says you can.
Yeah.
Or can't, right? There's no right or wrong way. Right?
It's fishing, dude.
It is fishing, right? You do what you're confident with.
You do you, boo-boo.
You do you. All right.
Question. Are you going to talk about hooks?
Are you
for
going to talk about
panfish,
hooks for
crappie,
panfish?
catfish, baitfish?
Oh,
That's great. I do have catfish hooks up here, Ronnie. I did not pull out any panfish hooks just
Should
because we could. How about this?
let's save
Size
the
2, size 4. We'll do a crappie panfish
Let's save the
show.
catfish for that too.
Okay. And Ronnie, you can call in on it. All right. How about that?
Let's
or
save
actually,
them
you
too.
can just.
Ronnie, come here.
Ronnie, just come down here and be on our show.
I mean, you
Right?
watch it every week. Why
and
not?
we'll
We'd
talk
love
about
it.
stick jackets and all kinds of stuff. Right? You can just hand deliver your entire. Right? And just hand deliver the whole thing. Right? All our stick jackets.
great.
That'd be awesome. Come down
We
and
need
see
some.
us.
We'll get
Listen,
there.
you drive to Pittman Creek. I know you can drive here. It's closer.
It's closer, about 45
Okay.
minutes.
That's it.
Could you
You're
just
there.
gotta stop in. Hey, how you doing, Ian?
That's right. You
Don't
come
even
right
get a
in.
hi.
Anyway, so hey, let's talk a little about shaky heads. So this is the co-angler's best friend, right? If you
Yes.
think about it, right? And the shaky head has been, I mean, it's still as popular as ever. There is all kinds of shaky heads on the market. You got D&L makes popular
I
ones.
love DNLs.
I sell a ton of the skip gaps from Gamakatsu. We sell the Echo Pro, which gets in the tungsten. Another big one is the Yum Ned, the pumpkin head. It's a little different, right? So this is the Yum pumpkin Ned. You
It's got a bigger
the
hook
free
in it.
ball jig from Echo Pro, right? And then you've got the shaky head skip gap,
A BC
right?
wobble head, which
got-
is the same deal.
That's right.
It just presents it a little more naturally.
That's right. And then Strike King also has their version of their shaky
It's got
head.
the bigger hook in it too.
Yep, which
I think
does
it's got a 4 in it.
Yep, for bigger worms.
Exactly.
Things like that.
Yep.
And then the D&L shaky head. So all of these are just different types of shaky heads. Most everybody likes the screw lock.
Yes.
I have tried different things to,
I'm a fan.
except for the swing jigs,
Yeah.
right? Now, skip gap is
I'm
not.
a fan of the skip gap.
Yeah, the skip gap is not a screw lock, but it does.
The way it comes through the rocks is
Yeah.
fantastic. It has a couple downfalls though. The hookup ratio, where it's a thinner hook, it's kind of like a worm hook. Sometimes they don't get it in their mouth right, and you'll
Right.
miss some fish on it. And then it frays your line a whole lot. The way it comes through the rocks is just, it presents it all, and you got to retie a whole lot.
But it's a great.
But it's fantastic.
It is really. I'm actually a fan of the pumpkin head
The Yum.
jigs from Yum,
Yep.
right? I just like how it's got the wider gap hook, and I feel like my hookup ratio
My
would be a lot
go-to
better,
is the DNL though. It keeps them pinned. It's got a
does.
sharp hook in it.
It does.
It's a good hook.
Well, hey, man, listen. I know we're 5 minutes from time, so we've talked a lot about it tonight, but here's the thing.
Hoops.
Probably one of the most popular hooks now, and they continue to come out with more and more and more,
more.
is the Ned rig.
Ned, and
So
Neddy,
let's
buddy.
just say, okay, before we get into all the different Ned hooks, the most common that we still sell today is the original finesse
shroom
shroom
head.
Z-Man
Yep,
Ned rig
absolutely.
jig head. It's simple. It's a smaller hook. Okay.
It's really light wire. It
It's
bends
light
really
wire. It bends really easy, and the bait keeper will pop off.
Yeah.
Right after a while, but it produces fish.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you, if you want to fish a small TRD, this is a great head. Now, I will tell you. With that being said,
Easy. I'm a fan of this one.
I know I'm a very big fan. So here's a couple of things. Strike King has come out with their Ned rig. It's a little
It's a
bit
sharp hook too.
It's a sharp hook. It's a little bit flatter mushroom head. Okay. And it also has a great bait keeper on it. The bait keeper stems out from the weight, so it's not just soldered on like the Z-Man, but it comes out from the weight, and it's a little bit different style, what they call a tour grade hook.
Yep.
In that,
sharp,
so
sharp.
it's definitely
Sticky,
sharp,
buddy.
right? And it's a little bit different odd hook.
You're a fan of these, aren't you?
I am, but
wasn't
I've
really,
actually been on the blockhead. But
Yeah.
I'm going to
so,
tell you.
Can I talk about this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is it's a blockhead owner hook. It's a fantastic. It's the there we're in it now. It is, from what I've seen, the sharpest and the most durable hook on the market. It doesn't bend, which it's a downfall. You'll lose them more, but you're not gonna have a 4-pound smallmouth bend it out. It's sharp. It's sticky. It's really durable hook.
Right.
Next.
It is. In fact, I'm a fan of the blockhead hook.
I like the
I'll be honest.
1/16 though. 3/16 are good too, but I like a 1/16.
Yeah. Well, you're in that 110, 115th range anyway.
Yeah.
Picasso has what they call the Martin or the Rhino Ned,
head.
which is a little bit different. So it's more similar to the hook. Got another great bait keeper, but it is a kind of a different type of head, right? Where it kind of it actually helps prevent that bait, right? A little bit from like kind of how the bait actually tucks up in the head. So it actually looks, I'm a fan of the head. We sell a lot of them.
We sell a ton of them.
I don't fish it as much. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it at all. Right? I just have been preferring.
When you get down to Ned hooks.
The problem is that when you catch a bunch of fish on, it's hard to make yourself change.
Exactly.
Okay?
When you get to a Ned hook, though, in reality, it's all the same.
Right.
Some of them,
it is
they're
all the
going to
same.
fall different, and some of them, you're going to have a stiffer hook.
Right.
In the downfall and all of it, they're all the same.
Now, kudos to Savage. Okay?
They came out
with something different. It's a little bit stiffer hook than the normal Z-Man hook.
But it's still big.
But if you can't, it's kind of hard to see this, but the bait keeper comes out, but here's the difference. Instead of your bait keeper being,
focus in on it.
Instead of the bait keeper being like where you actually goes into the bait, this actually clamps onto the bait, right? So you actually slide your bait up underneath and it pinches it, right? The bait keeper still comes out from the head, but it definitely comes in and pinches it. So it's a little bit different style. And definitely we've sold a lot of these too.
Tons and tons of them.
Of these because they're a little bit, I feel like they're a little bit more durable holding your bait on.
Yeah.
You know,
you're not going to rip it and rip it.
Because I'm going to tell you, man, you constantly on the Z-Mans, not that it's bad at all.
Slide it
You kind of slide up and you got to turn it and it catches itself and then it gets twisted, right, and so forth. If you are wanting to fish the weedless, Strike King has a weedless version too. I don't have it up here.
Rhino makes a weedless one.
Rhino makes a needless one, but here's the, why did you get the tungsten football heads?
I didn't mean to go.
Anyway, those aren't even net heads. These are the pro bullets, or they have the finesse bullets. So you guys that are fishing ponds, things like that, you can actually Texas rig your Ned, your TRD or your big TRD.
Comes through grass.
So you just flip it up, right? And then you turn it and you can Texas rig it for those that don't want to get hung up as much.
Now, we seen
so forth.
in a tournament one day on Cumberland, it doesn't get bit as good on a rock lake.
I didn't have good luck with them on the rock lake.
No, because you fished it for.
But they fish great in the ponds, man.
Yeah, in the ponds they're great.
They do.
But on the lake, because you were fishing in front of me and I was getting bit a couple more times. Let's save those for the crappie.
Well, I will, but I'm going to do it for Ronnie's sake because he asked. Okay. So one of the biggest things that we sell a ton of here is catfish hooks. We sell a ton of catfish hooks. And are you okay?
Yeah, I was reading that comment. We have
Interceptor baits.
Huh?
Interceptor baits.
Oh, interceptor baits are they actually are a wacky rig. Some of them, they make a worm. You've seen them. And then instead of having the rubber piece in the middle, they actually have a split ring in the middle, and you can wacky rig with the split ring.
We had some of them.
Right? We had some. Yep, for sure. So. Speaking of catfish, and I'm just going to talk about live bait fish here for a second. And this really gets personal preference, okay? Because traditionally, a lot of guys are fishing either the octopus hook, right, which is your standard single barb type hook, or they're fishing the octopus circle, which curls back into itself and is kind of more self-hooking.
The octopus is a great hook. If you like setting the hook.
That's right.
If you like setting the hook, it's fantastic. You can actually lay into it. You can give them the beans. But the only downfall to that...
Can you go back to that?
You can give them the beans?
What is giving them the beans?
We'll get to that later. The only downfall to that is they can gut hook themselves quite a bit.
All right.
With the circle hook, the way it rotates in their mouth, it pulls it up and it gets them back, I'd say 85, 90% of the time in the
But a lot of the big Pele guys don't fish the circle all the time because they want to run back with their big 10-foot rods and set
give them the beans.
Okay, I still don't know what the beans are, but anyway, so how do you give people beans?
You give them the pinto.
Hey, so just some examples, right? Owner makes a big 6/0, 7/0, 8/0 big hooks.
I think Owner makes them doing 13.
Boss Cat, they're octopus hooks, right? We carry those.
Those are good channel hooks.
There's great channel hooks. And then we've got big river bait hooks, which a lot of guys...
That is my favorite hook.
Which actually a lot of guys catfish with the big river bait hook.
That is my
instead of an
favorite hook.
octopus. So it's a little bit different hook style, right? Similar to octopus, just a little bit different bend.
The Big River
right?
is a fantastic live bait hook.
And then you got even the shiner hooks that the guys are fishing shiners.
Yeah.
Right. And once again, they're a little bit wide gapped at the bottom, so they hold the shiner a little bit easier. Right. And so that's another one. And then tournament circles. These are actually saltwater hooks, and they've got a great bait keeper on them, but they're more of a tournament circle hook from VMC. All right, and you get what 6 hooks at 7/0 for only $6.99 is not bad. All right, and they've got a great bait keeper on them, and they're using them at this is a saltwater hook that we got in for some of the catfish guys. So that, and then I'll finish on these 2 hooks. All right,
The old dough ball rig.
dough ball. So if
Dip
you
bait.
fish with dip bait or you fish with chicken liver or dough ball or anything like that, all right. But basically, it's called the Boss Cat furry thing. The furry thing, right?
That is not called the furry
It's
thing.
called the furry thing, right? And so, anyway, you can put your dough bait on this, and it helps it just stick on the hook a little better, right? Right, where it's got some furry things on it, so you can do that. It's a lot better than, say, giving them the beans, okay? So then, especially for dip bait, this is the bait holder from Catfish.
It ain't got no furry thing.
right?
It, look,
It's got
it does
no
have some furry things on the bottom.
Yeah,
of
that's
it.
foam. But basically, you can. That's how you put your dip bait in, and then you don't have to get your hands all messy. Stick it all in there, and all right, whatever. So that was a lot of hooks in 30 minutes, right? So let's talk about. Hey, speaking of giving them the beans, hey, did you ever know? You have to go look this up. So if you've never seen it, there is a famous referee from football.
Foosball.
Right? Football.
Foosball.
Okay.
English football? Or
No, our football, American football.
American.
Okay. He was there, and the guy had tackled a dude and like punched him like this.
Oh, I've
Okay?
heard this one.
And so if you go
I've
look
seen
it
it
up,
on
we'll play it
YouTube.
for you later, Randy. But if you go look it up and just type in referee, and he basically gets on his microphone and he says, "Personal foul."
No, you have to do the voice. It was
Right?
it was like the almost New York voice style.
I can't do that voice.
Okay.
So, personal foul for giving in the business.
It was great.
All right, and he actually says it
It was
over the
great.
microphone, and the announcers start laughing, right? And it was really good. So he basically called a foul on this dude for giving him the business, all right? So how do you give somebody beans? What is that? Giving them the beans.
Well, Kent,
Baseball's like, that's a can of corn now.
look,
Yeah, I'm
you open the can, dump it in the
sure.
pot, give it
Yeah.
a little stir,
Yeah.
and spoon feed them, buddy.
Is that what it is?
Spoon feed them.
Spoon feed them the
Yeah.
beans. Man, I've heard it all tonight. It's great. Man, it is so good to be back,
After 8
It is
o'clock.
right?
wonderful. Randy's kicking us out.
We did a whole
It's time to
show
go,
on
Kent.
hooks.
We did a whole show on hooks.
Hey, we talked about a lot of hooks in a little bit of time.
Do we have any
Do we have
questions?
any questions?
Let's see.
Everybody's probably fishing, not watching us. Don't know anyone local that carries
Hey, I
interceptor
learned a
bait and
lot
real
of
good
stuff
sponsor of
tonight.
ours that we. Oh, that's Clarence.
Interceptor-
Clarence.
D&L are good shakies.
Yes. How
Jewel.
How Jewel.
I guess you gotta-
Howdy.
Nope, that's not them. He said nope, that's not them.
Don't know anyone local that carries interceptor.
Y'all need to get some interceptor baits in the store.
Inter-
I could have swore.
I thought that was them.
Yeah, because Clarence
Charlie
doesn't
Norris, or Charlie.
doesn't Charlie Evans fish interceptor, right? Because he brought me some.
Interceptor.
I thought that was them.
Yeah. Anyway,
Interceptor baits.
Nope, it's not them.
is that what he said again?
I don't know. You boys are wrong.
Oh,
What do you say?
Huh, I don't
Well-
know what this is.
I don't know.
yeah.
We'll have to
I
figure
thought
it
it
out.
was Charlie Evans that
I
had
did
that.
too. No, that was
Oh, you're right. You're right. No, he's right. That's Perfection Lures.
profound
It
or
was Perfection.
whatever it is.
Perfection
Look, I found them right
Lures.
here on
God, there's
Facebook.
so many lures. There's so many plastics.
We're
and
wrong.
lures.
Sorry. These
So sorry, Clarence. You're right.
these look okay.
I don't know anybody either. I'll chat to them.
They look good though.
See
seriously.
what's going on. Okay.
Yep.
So send me a note, Clarence, on what I should have in.
Where we should get 'em.
And where should we get them?
You should have Clarence on
No.
talking about Clarence.
Clarence to come on.
Clarence,
We
to
should
talk about
have him,
Clarence.
right? He can come on the show. I have all kinds of people on the show.
Anybody know? It's cheap. I mean, they only
Hey,
pay me $10.
anybody can come up here and be on the
$10
show.
a year.
All you gotta do is knock on the door. They can just be a surprise guest on the show.
That's right.
Why not?
Appointment only.
Clay
Pour me
Reese
down.
Clay wants to come back.
Clay,
do a
baby.
show. Matthew Mattingly.
We need
those
to have
guys
Drew on here.
wants to come on the show. Drew needs to be on the show.
Talk about some reels.
Yep. He does a real good job of reel cleaning some stuff. Right?
Maintenance.
Maintenance.
That'd be
Real
good.
maintenance.
That'd be good.
For sure. Anything else? Any other questions?
That's it.
Did Ronnie get my note?
Well,
Ronnie
Mr.
never
Luke.
said, I'm coming down, did he?
Nope, never responded.
He never responded and said, I'm coming. I learned a lot tonight. Thanks for the great education. Oh, that was Ronnie. He left.
I think he said he went
Right?
fishing. He went fishing.
Yep, he
He's
went
gone.
fishing. I know it.
He gone.
Clarence, send me a Facebook message, right? And we'll chat.
He's got your
Alright.
number.
I know he does. He can call me.
We should do live
Oh,
call
good.
in like
Yeah, we need to have call him next
You
show.
want to do live call in next
Yes.
2 weeks? Sure, we'll do live call in.
the mic will pick them up real good.
Okay.
Put them on speakerphone.
All right, we'll do live
That'll
call
work.
in 2 weeks. We'll start advertising live call
Live
in.
call-in show. boy.
That's
this,
it.
This might get scary.
we
There's
go.
gonna be some stories.
We still need to
come
do
up.
our mics, like our radio mics.
Yeah, I haven't had time.
I know. What's up with you?
Welcome back to the Cain Pole.
I mean, if you're in the studio, he hadn't even put up the stuff yet.
the baffles.
Yeah, he hadn't even done it because when he talk in here, he goes talk.
Echo.
Randy.
Randy Rosenthal.
Yes, that's right. Anyway, how's your vacation, Randy?
It's good. I ate
Yeah.
and ate
Did you eat any
Awesome.
fish?
and walked.
Did
No,
you-
I ate a bunch of fish.
You ate a bunch of fish.
Ate a bunch of fish.
Yeah. We don't give you much fish, do
I've
we?
not had any fish from you all at all.
Yep.
Not even Captain D's. Nothing.
Yep. I know. It's okay. It's all right.
I'm beginning to get resentful.
Okay, we'll bring you Captain D's.
We need to cut him out. We tried firing him, but I couldn't run the laptop.
Yeah, it's a problem if we leave. Yes.
That's Colleen.
We cannot let our magician go. Okay? We can't.
Hey, aren't you that guy from Ian's fishing show?
Is that how it works? That's fine. I tell you what, you can have the show and the shop and all the debt. Everything.
Okay,
You can have it all.
that works.
Okay?
We'll
For-
see-
for
we'll
a-
see you later.
For a price. And I'll
Michael
retire.
Morrison says you guys need a fishing trail.
Yes,
That's
the
a
Cain Pole. Oh wait, we've done that before.
fishing trail?
Yes.
Yeah, the Cain Pole. Trail.
Michael, you are correct.
you're a little late.
And we did that.
It didn't
And
work.
let me just tell you,
Too much drama.
there is, yes,
We'll leave it at that.
it was incredibly difficult. Cover the trail updates each week. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. It'd be awesome. All right? Maybe we just do like the problem is that there's so many tournament series now and there's so many people that are so competitive. Like it's hard to go back and have the club atmosphere, which is what people used to be in. It was a club. Everybody showed up. They had a great time fishing, right? They didn't do all this pre-fishing. They
Went
didn't
and
take
ate.
all this
Went
off.
and
They
ate.
all went and ate together, right? They stayed in the same hotel together if they went on a 2-day trip, right? And it was just a fun, hey, we caught them over here. We did this. And I know that you don't have to do that, but that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe you do it once or twice.
And that's turned in, well, we did it, but then with COVID now, you have to go and you have to get insurance, right, for the trail, which I went to BB&T out of Philadelphia and got all that stuff. I did it, right? And I did the whole thing, but you got to have the insurance, you got to sign all the waivers, right? Then you got to do, if anybody earns over $600, you have to give them a
W
1099, and it gets, like I had to submit 1099 last year. It's getting harder, right, to just have a club tournament where you
I like the
exchange
stash.
some money. Yeah,
Okay. You do need a haircut. It's cutting out a frame a little bit. So
I think we need to leave before y'all get slap happy.
we're getting close.
okay,
We're getting to the zone out. People are leaving.
that's
point.
right. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in to our
Wonderful.
Cain Pole Fishing
Fishing
Show.
Show.
Appreciate it. We'll see you in 2 weeks for our
We're
first
super
live and call-in
excited
show.
for our live
I did
call-in
not
show.
say
One
those
time,
words.
Kent. One time. I yawned
No.
once. You have to say it once.
I did not say it one time this entire
words?
show.
What word was it?
I'm not saying it, but I'll do this in honor of Ian.
Peace.
Anyway,
I'm going home and going to bed.
all right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks,
love
Randy,
you.
for producing our
Thanks for
show. We love
watching.
our sponsors.
Randy, wave at yourself.
Wave
Flip
at
it
yourself.
around.
Are we waving?
Oh.
Yep, there you are.
I don't
Peace
see it.
out. Go fishing.
done now?
Yeah, we're done.
Are we done? Yes, we're done!
Thanks for watching the Cane Pole Fishing Show. Visit the Cane Pole in Southern Hills Plaza or on Facebook. Thanks for watching and happy fishing. The Cane Pole Fishing Show is brought to you by Lewis Veterinary Downtown Clinic, Purdy's Coffee, Big Hill and Downtown, and the Paddy Wagon Irish Pub.